How to look elegant on the beach. I think we all should master this as elegant ladies. For this reason, I think this video is going to be very suitable as summer is just starting now. And I'm really happy because it's the favorite time of the year, for me at least. Now, how are we going to be elegant on the beach? You see, on the beach, there isn't really many styles one can attain, right? We all kind of more or less look the same. There is not much we can wear because it's hot, because we want to have a tan, and so on. But of course, there are a few hacks that can make you look a bit more elegant than perhaps somebody who does not necessarily know how to look affluent, sophisticated on the beach. Before I continue, ladies, I have created a cheat sheet just for you on the topic of fashion and how to look expensive. It's a cheat sheet that helps you cover the most important aspects that you should think about when you are styling yourself so that you can look more expensive, and especially if you are on a budget. Go to classycheatsheet.com. This cheat sheet is absolutely free of charge, so just leave your email and you will receive it in your inbox. Now, the first things first that you need to think about is, what are you going to wear? A swimsuit or a bikini? Majority of us wear bikinis because we want to get maximum tan. It's never fun to have those nasty tan lines, so I personally prefer bikini. However, in recent years, I also started to use a lot of bathing suits. I don't think it's a must to wear a swimsuit, even though swimsuits, they tend to look a little bit more elegant than bikinis because they cover up and they have usually this kind of more elegant cut and style to them than what a bikini is. I mean, there are different types of bikinis, and I'm going to now show you some examples. I think definitely a must is to have a bikini that is suitable for your body shape and for your bust size. If your chest is large and you cannot get away by having a triangle bikini, it's not really going to give you any support, and it's not going to make your chest look flattering unless you have had a breast augmentation. For that reason, ladies who have a larger chest must have a bra that's supporting their chest so that it doesn't look like something is just dangling around or everything is where it's supposed to be, and that is what will add elegance when you are on the beach. If you're somebody with a smaller chest, then you don't have to really be very concerned because everything will be staying in place for you. Now, if you're somebody, for instance, who have a little bit of stomach, definitely worth taking a bathing suit over a bikini. If you're somebody who has a flat stomach before lunch, but afterwards get quite bloated, then maybe it can be worth thinking about what time you're going on to the beach and whether you should wear a bikini or a bathing suit, depending on how your situation is. It's definitely a must to think about these details because you want to look your best, right? And you can actually make it work on the beach, even though clothes tend to be minimalistic. But thank God for cover-ups. And especially for us who feel a bit self-conscious with our bodies, who perhaps are not in our best shape, and cover-up is really what's going to save us this summer. There are many beautiful cover-ups to choose from. I think that the kind of very mainstream tunic is a little bit boring because it's a little bit overpowering in my opinion. I'm not dismissing it, by the way. I think it absolutely works, and there are many beautiful, like expensive tunics, maybe even designer tunics that you can wear and look absolutely fabulous. You have those who are more mid-length, you have those who are shorter, and you have those who are really long. But the only problem with the tunics, in my opinion, is that regardless of your body shape, this is a garment that will make you look bulky. So I feel like there are more ways and better ways where you can add this kind of elegance and femininity to you when you are on the beach, but you are still trying to cover up. I think brands like Emilio Pucci, Missoni are great for beachwear, especially cover-ups. You can have very elegant kind of tunics, but you can also get like nice like skirts, or for instance like some trousers that you can wear as a cover-up. But all of them are in light material, and they're also made to be a cover-up for the beach. You can also have the usual that you just wrap around your body, but one thing that I really want you to avoid is kind of these jersey-like, cotton-like casual clothes that you think that works for the beach because you can just kind of toss around them. Maybe it's a t-shirt, maybe it's a long t-shirt, maybe it's some like mini shorts of some kind, of some I don't know, cotton or jersey or some type of material like that that will make you look extremely cheap on the beach. But I want you to really think about investing in some very luxurious, if it's not really expensive, but make it look luxurious, perhaps maybe. I know silk can be very difficult on the beach, so you don't really necessarily have to get that, although I know Emilia Pucci does some amazing things in silk for the beach. But definitely maybe something of like light material, type of chiffon-like material. You can find really nice polyester ones that are not rough polyester, because that's definitely like a no-go, but some nice, more delicate polyester. There are different grades to polyester today, so you're able to find some that are a little bit more expensive looking. Now, what about shoes? Shoes are very simple, and usually the standard girl would wear her flip-flops, maybe her Havaianas, but they're not really going to make you look expensive and elegant. They're absolutely fine if you're very much on a tight budget. I wouldn't tell you, yes, go and splurge now on a $500 pair of shoes for the beach. But the problem is that definitely it's going to not make you look more elegant and expensive with a pair of rubber flip-flops. One thing that I also want to really mention when we're talking about rubber flip-flops is that they are only meant for you when you are around the pool. I really do not understand those who are walking around in flip-flops like around town to run errands and so on. Regardless if you are in a hot country, it's really against like dress etiquette to wear them, because they're not made for, you know, what, running errands and walking around in town. I used to also be somebody who would wear a pair of jeans and some rubber Havaianas, so I'm not perfect, but then I understood that it's actually not appropriate footwear. And you know what? It's not even the most comfortable to be walking around in a lot. So that's definitely something that I've left in my past. But I really want you to invest in some proper beach wear shoes. Sandals, of course, flats, the ones that you can just slip in with your feet and that looks casual and chic. And the most popular one for the beach, you will see plenty of Jets babes wear them, the Hermes slipper. It is a comfortable one, but you cannot walk for very long with it. So for that reason, ladies tend to wear it like literally for the beach club or for the pool area. You can also walk around a little bit in them, but they're not really that comfortable. So you won't be able to maybe walk like a whole day doing sightseeing in these type of shoes. So these are more for the beach, and they cost around $600–700. But I really think that this is a good investment because it will elevate your whole look, and it is a bit of a, how can I say it? It is a little bit of a status symbol, right? So people recognize this shoe and they see like, okay, well, she seems to have style, you know. So definitely go for something like that if you want to look a little bit more elegant and kind of just elevate your look just a little bit. Now, lastly, and this is actually the biggest, most important part for you to take into account, the right accessories. Now, the accessories is really what's going to elevate you to the next level, because those are the details that will kind of add the glamour factor to your overall appearance. I know that you can create a lot of glamour with just like a bathing suit or some nice slippers and so on, or a nice cover up. But what really is going to set the whole tone is if you have, for instance, a really nice hat. I think a hat is very important for the beach. I think it's actually a must-have. Why? Number one, we need to protect our scalp from the sun. It's not good for your hair, it's not good for your scalp, it's also, you can burn yourself and you really have to protect your head. I never used to understand that when I was younger, but as I'm now growing up, I understand, okay, I cannot be without a hat in the sun, so these days I always wear a hat. And if you're gonna wear a hat, do not go for some boring baseball cap. I mean, that's not going to elevate your look, right? Go for something a bit more glamorous. You don't need to exaggerate and look like a cliche movie star, but something within those lines, right? We want to look sophisticated, so maybe we want to have a little bit of a bigger hat, but I personally prefer Maison Michel hats. I think they're gorgeous, and they're not too much, they're just perfect, they look very sophisticated, very old money chic, so you can definitely buy a Maison Michel hat and you will be totally on point. But perhaps the accessory that makes a very big impact is the beach bag. Now, when it comes to the beach bag, I really think there is a lot of room for improvisation if you do not have a budget to spend on like a designer beach bag. So it's actually not really a must. There are many beautiful straw bags. You can even get like a very affordable high street bags that are perfect for the beach, but as long as they're not in some textile, okay? I think if you want to go for a textile beach bag, then Chanel is the one and only. Those textile bags are beautiful and very chic, so you can definitely get away with one of those. But do not go to Zara or another brand and get a textile bag that is just not going to look very expensive. You want to have this kind of expensive factor because that's kind of what makes you look a bit more glamorous on the beach. And I would personally say the Chanel tote bag is probably the most popular beach bag for glamorous women, for jet set babes, but it doesn't mean all of them are wearing it. There are many variations, and there are many fashionable women who feel like, okay, maybe the Chanel tote bag is a little bit cliche. I'm gonna go for something that is not too much logo, not too much in your face, and so on. So you can decide which direction you want to take, whatever budget you have, and so on. But there are ways to go around it. And as we're speaking of budget, of course, there are things that I've mentioned today here that are expensive. Maison Michel hat, the Hermes slippers, the Chanel bag, and definitely a few brands that I've mentioned throughout this video. So yes, it does cost when you are on the beach. If you buy this hat, if you buy this bikini or something, it's not something you're necessarily going to throw away the next day. So I think this is definitely an investment. And a lot of the times ladies ask me, but how am I going to finance all this? Well, this is the thing. An affluent lifestyle, it requires finances. Of course, you have to acquire finances somehow. And I talk about the financial strategy a lot in my online finishing school because, of course, it's a big topic. And there are many ways how you can make this lifestyle work. Of course, you can acquire all of this by yourself through hard work and through saving money and so on. But you can also have a man spoiling you, looking after you, your husband paying for you and so on. So it really depends what situation you're in and what direction you want to go. Having said all this, if you still haven't watched my video, how to look expensive on a budget, then make sure you watch that one. It's one of my most popular videos, so don't miss that because there I speak a little bit more about fashion hacks that can make you look more expensive but still be on a budget. Now make sure you watch my other videos and check out schoolofaffluence.com if you're interested in my online finishing school. I will see you in the next video.